started here. Is the sound okay? It sounds kind of loud to me. Okay, I'm Julie Patton, and I'm one of the people who's been working with this group for over a year. Welcome to Race and Reconciliation. This is an initiative of the University of West Florida Department of Social Work, and the other people who have been involved from the beginning are Dr. LaSharon Wiley, Dr. Dion King, Dr. Laura Edler, and Paula Rapp. And so we're just delighted to have you. We're glad that so many people came tonight. Now, what we always do is start with a mindful moment, because we feel that at this point, the world is a mindless place at times. We rush from one place to another, and the point of this moment is, among other things, to give you time to finish arriving. Because sometimes our minds don't come at the same time that our bodies do. The other thing, though, is that I'm going to lead a moment of contemplation, but also I'm going to go ahead right now in the beginning and do the heal meditation that I talked about in the program, because I think in view of the recent election and of the concerns that people have, we wanted to give more time tonight to the business of what we can do to be allies, and perhaps less time to individuals talking about topics. So what I'm going to talk about for just a moment is the relaxation response. I gave you a handout rather than going over it. But this is a discovery of Dr. Herbert Benson at Harvard in the 70s. And hey, come on up. There's a seat right up here for you. There's of Dr. Herbert Benson at Harvard Medical School in the 70s. And what he discovered is that there's a universal practice that is present in most cultures at most times that reverses what he calls the stress response. And the stress response is that we spend an awful lot of our lives living with preparation either to fight or to flee, to fight or to run away. And when we're prepared to fight or to run away, all the blood in our body comes to our trunk and to our head to give us oxygen to do that. But that's very hard on the body in terms of having the rest of it function, like the arms and legs, for example. And so basically what he found is that if a person learns how to do deep breathing and pulls breath all the way down to their diaphragm and slowly lets it out and takes another breath and slowly lets it out, after about 8 minutes of that, there's a change in your physiology. And what happens then is the stress response is reversed. And you are more able to be aware of your surroundings, to decide what you're going to do in a way that's not just an automatic reaction, and basically to be a more responsible member of whatever it is you're doing. One of the things that amuses me is that in David Baldacci's novels, that some of you may be familiar with, his detective does this, gets his heart rate to a certain point before he goes out on an assignment or whatever. And so I think that part of what we all need to do is be more mindful and quiet our physiology down so that we're not so ready just to react without thinking. So I'm going to lead you through a particular way of using the relaxation response that's called the HEAL technique. And this is a technique of a man named Rick Scott, not Rick Scott, Rick Hansen. Yeah, Rick Scott. I'm like Secretary of State or whatever. I hope not. Breathe. Rick Hansen. And Rick is a psychologist who's also been working on ways to heal ourselves using breathing. And what he's found is that if we are very deliberate about taking our traumatic experiences and then conjuring up good experiences and holding them in our minds at the same time that we're breathing, what happens over time is that we are less hate-filled. We have less anger. Just in a variety of ways, it changes our brain. And that's what all of this is about. It's about the brain and the way the brain works and the way the brain functions. And so what the HEAL technique is the H is for have a good experience, okay? You can't recall a good experience if you've never had one. And so I'm looking at my colleague Jody here, and I know that what Jody does is go out and kayak and just go out and get into nature. And that's a great healer for everybody. We all have our ways of getting ourselves into a situation where we're having a good experience. So the first thing is to have a good experience. That's the H. The next thing is to enrich the experience. Not just recall it as you do when you think of it once, but to think about what else is happening. Were there birds? Are there waves? Does the air feel good on your face? Enrich the experience so that it's really real to you. And then the A part of it is to absorb the experience, to let it sink into your bones so that your bones feel less like fighting, less hateful, less like running away. It's kind of like, shall these bones live, you know? And it's a way of helping your bones live. And so you absorb the experience, and then if you want to, and you breathe for a few minutes as you're there in this good experience, and then you link it to a difficult or problematic experience that you've had. And then as you hold the two of them in your head at the same time, what happens is that the good experience permeates the not so good experience, and over time your brain changes so that you're a more peaceful person. So look at the relaxation response handout. That's the first book that he wrote. It's the classic. He's written many, many since then. And then let's take a moment now to open the meeting with a moment of awareness and the HEAL technique. So if everybody wants to close their eyes for a minute, just close your eyes and let your mind catch up with the fact that you're actually here. Finish arriving. And then blow out as though you're blowing through a